It's been 2 months since I posted something on my channel. I've been pretty much posting things to TikTok. It's just such an easy short form way to record little 1 minute, 3 minute videos. But I do want to update on what's been happening, and I hadn't started the subcutaneous immunoglobulin as my last video 2 months ago. And I have now. I don't know how many I've done, probably 5 or 6 or something at home, and we had to increase the amount that I was getting. So I just got a blood draw today, and I'm really hoping that that increased amount has my platelets be in the normal range, because they haven't been. For some reason, he started me out on a low volume, and so we just increased the volume. So every Tuesday now, I'm sticking in 4 needles in my belly fat and getting immunoglobulin, which helps my platelets. It's great. I'm very grateful that I have the opportunity to do this, and now I understand that some of the benefits of doing it is, like, 1, I get to be at home. 2, I don't go through this like peak and trough. When I got COVID in June, I was in a trough, and getting immunoglobulin is a protection from viruses. It's basically antibodies from people from their blood plasma. It actually gives sort of like a super immunity, but when you get IVIG versus SCIG, intravenous versus subcutaneous, you get this intense peak with the platelets or with the antibodies, and then it just starts to wane and goes into this trough, and then after that month you get another dose of it. Right now I can achieve, by doing it weekly, I can achieve what they call a steady state, I guess that's what they call it, and so my platelets will, hopefully I can get them above 150,000 and just coast in that range would be really nice. I also am not getting the really severe migraines that are pretty common with IVIG as well. And theoretically, I have like the luxury and benefit of being able to travel and administer my own blood product, my own drug. I don't need a nurse or a hospital or infusion center to do that. So it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So far, so good. I've had a few weird things, just trying to like adjust to just sticking the needles in and all of that, and having local reactions and stuff. Last time I also talked about doing the compounded testosterone, and I have now been doing that for 2 months, and it's really subtle. A few days I haven't done it just because I missed it or didn't want to for some reason, and I didn't really notice it, but I am taking a small amount, and like I said last time, my doctor said it is controversial to be taking it, but I do think it helps me. I do think it gives me just that little bit. What is it? It's just like that little spark of joy. It's that little just spark of enthusiasm for life. And I think anybody who's ever gone through like PTSD or any kind of depression knows what I'm talking about. It's just like you wake up and you're like enthused about life. And since I got my ovaries out 2 years ago, that's been missing some of the time. It was just this sort of like intense lethargy with sort of like a mental, emotional depletion, basically. I feel like the testosterone does give me some of that mental, emotional like boost. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna get my next scan is gonna be, okay, I need to switch gears here. My next scan is gonna be a chest CT, and that'll be in April, and right now is November. I have a little ways to wait. The scans I've gotten have showed me no evidence of disease, which is great. I gotta get back to this. It took me so long. I made that video, and now I'm gonna make a follow-up video because there were a couple people that asked me a couple questions. Yes, this is like a leftover cold sore. Ooh, that's bright. I was like sick as a dog. Sick, the sickest I've been besides like being on chemo. I was at the hospital and they tested me positive for influenza A, and where I live in Northern California, half the county was sick recently between COVID and flu. I got cold sores here. My whole mouth was covered. I lost like 12 pounds in basically a week. It happened so quickly. I had no appetite. My appetite is still kind of wonky. Anyway, So I responded about the testosterone cream. I took a break for like at least a couple of weeks, or at least a week or two of being sick. And the stuff cost like $92. I think that lasts me about 2 months. I don't know. I consider that to be kind of pricey. And it's $92 out of pocket. I've got some supplements over here. Let me turn this around. That's that's about what I take over the course of a day. And this brand is really good. It's $72 for this. And in it, there's some really good stuff. B6 folate, B12, selenium, these broccoli seed extract, DIM. Because I'm not taking the aromatase inhibitor, the letrozole, I just couldn't do it. It was just too many things for me to deal with. And my naturopathic doctor said, just do broccoli seed extract. And I've also been doing these broccoli sprouts. Anyway, I'm kind of like freestyling on my own. This Mercola fermented broccoli sprouts I take. I think I get that on Amazon. It's a little bit pricey too. I am a believer in the testosterone. I might kind of like cut back on how much I'm taking it though, because like I said, it's just kind of expensive. And if I can save money, I want to. And then what was the other thing? Oh, somebody was asking me about an update on, I had done a video on the ancestral supplements. I was doing the blood vitality. Oh, I want to show that. And those are even more expensive, my God, but they're so incredible. I really believe in this guy and this product. I'm just going to show it again because this is the beef organs ancestral supplements. And it's just got liver, heart. I doubt I could read backwards. Liver, heart, kidney, pancreas, spleen. Oh, I did it. That's that one. And then like this bone marrow. We've got the bone marrow. And I basically like stopped taking these. But I just decided to take them because I want to finish them because they're pricey. It's hard for me to really give an update as to whether or not they worked. By themselves, they didn't seem to do the job. And that's why I've had to take this immunoglobulin. I do it at home now. I've been doing these self-infusions, self-administering, subcutaneous. And this is my Band-Aid from... I have to stick the needle in. Those are all my Band-Aids. I kind of like, I keep the Band-Aids in place now because then next time when I do my infusion, I can see where I stuck the needle so I don't stick the needle again. I don't really have a lot to report about having done the, taken the ancestral supplements and whether or not it worked. It didn't work for me by itself and my platelets were going down. Like other people have done papaya leaf extract and had really good results with that. I still have a nasty cough lingering from this flu. Sorry I can't help you more with the ancestral supplements. And the only thing that's worked for me, because I did Nplate, I did Promacta, I did Doptelet, and then I did, I always forget what the fourth one is. They're the standard Rituxan. And those are the standard treatments that they give for somebody with low platelets. And the whole low platelet thing came after cancer treatment. I didn't have any issues whatsoever, not one single health issue before I got cancer. And during the course of my treatment, it was in February of 2019, my platelets dropped. I got an infection. I was having a failed breast reconstruction. They were loading me up with antibiotics. I had 2 hematomas and emergency surgeries. It was just between November of 2018 and February of 2019, my platelets, my bone marrow, I had chemo, I had radiation. My body just was like, sorry, sorry, we're done. And so unfortunately, the aftermath of all of that for me left me with low platelets that have not recovered. I have not gotten a bone marrow biopsy, but in talking with different hematologists and stuff, they've said the chances of you having leukemia are just very low, next to nil. And a bone marrow biopsy and aspiration, I looked into it and I just cannot handle the thought of it. And so all my blood work looks good. So far, all my scans have been clear. And it's just like, I'm just considering myself good. And unfortunately, I do still have to deal with this blood issue. And I would hope that I would have recovered by now, but it's definitely chronic at this point. So the immunoglobulin is the only thing that's worked for me. My God, it's just insane. It's like 20 grand a month or something. It's just so expensive. I don't pay it. The insurance does, but it's still really pricey. And it's also kind of scarce because people use it for a lot of different reasons, usually with some sort of immunodeficiency. It's the only thing working for me. And the strange thing that happened recently, missed my infusion date by a couple of days, and I ended up infusing 8 days later. Normally it's like 7 days, maybe it was 9 days later. And then I got my blood checked, and normally my platelets are kind of coasting down day by day. Well, I got my platelets checked and they were 371, which is insane. Normal for a woman is like 140, 150,000 to 400,000, something in that range, something close to that. It's a pretty big range, and it's a little bit different for men. And so I was at the top of it at 371. Here I was sick. This happened when I got COVID too. My platelets somehow were higher than they normally are. It's just, I don't know what that's about, but anyway, and then I ended up infusing again. The amount that I do 15 grams a week of a 20% concentration. It's not going to mean anything to anybody who doesn't use that product, but and so I just infused already on top of having really high platelets, and I'm like, oh man, I'm just like praying I don't get a blood clot, because that's the other side of having platelets that are too high. Anyway, I'm basically doing well and all is well. I said like I'm more updating on TikTok or just goofing around on TikTok with little videos and stuff. Like I did a video just showing the process of administering my subcutaneous immunoglobulin by myself. And I've had like my best friend of many years. She's got a few days left, or a week, to go. And it's been heartbreaking. It's been, I don't know. I've never lost anybody so close to me. And she was diagnosed with colon cancer after me. She's 42, which feels so young to me. I'm 48 and I don't feel young, but like she was diagnosed when she was 40, and it's just been heartbreaking. It's really been heartbreaking to deal with her loss, the loss of her. She's just hanging by a thread right now. With being sick, with my friend dying, and then with my kid being right in the throes of the 14-year-old, incredibly emotionally dramatic chaos of it all. I'm like, I don't know if I could handle anything more. It's been a challenge. And also just there's a lot going on for a lot of people right now. Like it's hard. It's a hard world out there for so many people. And I feel blessed that I live in a great house and I have sunshine and I have everything I could possibly need and want. I'm certainly not wanting for more than I have. But still, sometimes it's hard. It's been a little bit hard lately. But still, I feel grateful. I feel so grateful. And I'll have my next scan will be in April. And it'll be so interesting because like the stuff that's come out of my chest, I've been complaining about swallowing and something in my chest. I felt like I've had an infection in my chest for no joke over a year. And I don't know, my hematologist hasn't said much about it. I get kind of tired of chasing down symptoms. And if my scans look good, it's just, well, what am I going to do? But the last scan was a PET CT, like a full body, eyes to thighs. And then this will be like a chest CT, which I have not had. And I think the last chest CT I had was January of 2019. By April 2023. Is that really that long? Oh my God. Because I got my ovaries out and I got the expanders finally out when I decided to go to have an aesthetic flat closure. But that was in 2020, right during the beginning of COVID, which was a hellacious experience to be dealing with the Stanford Hospital during that time with COVID. But yeah, anyway. And so then I had to just adjust to just not having having my hormones be so off. I swear, I know I've said it like 1,005 times, but like getting my ovaries out, I wish I would have even considered just getting one ovary out and not both, because I had no idea the impact that it would have in so many ways. I've done videos on this before, so I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but I feel like I'm just finally starting to feel like myself. I don't know if you ever end up feeling like yourself, whatever that means, but I feel like I'm starting to get there. I just thought I would bounce back, and no, not even close. No bouncing back. It's been a grueling, crawling, gripping, reaching, being so dramatic about it, but it surprised me how difficult it's been to feel like I'm getting back to myself, but I do feel like I'm finally getting there. So that's my update. Sorry I've been absent for a little bit, but like I say, go to TikTok. It's super fun. What's my name over there? I don't know. I'll link it below. Funkalicious Feline, I think, which is also my eBay store. If you want to like find other little tiddly bits about me in other places, Instagram, those are my handles there. So, all right. Wish everybody well, and thanks for checking in on me, and we'll talk soon.